So I want to talk a little bit about immigration and these riots and my personal take and what I'm seeing in this. I am also going to take a small detour that is going to correlate to something else that I'm seeing, and I am disheartened that some of the energy isn't being applied to that and the awareness brought to that cause. So first of all, I am someone from Fresno, California. I grew up there. I was a child when the LA riots happened during the Rodney King time. Very, very sad time in California. Very scary time. I mean, I would remember watching the news, and I was watching most of LA, like buildings burned down and being vandalized and stuff. And there was so much anger and outcry and outbursts. And I remember thinking that everybody had a right to be mad. What happened was very ugly. I didn't understand why violence brought more violence, and what they thought they were solving in that, because the reality of it is the only people that were suffering were the small businesses and the community members in there that had nothing to do with Rodney King or what happened to him. And so I always ask myself, I'm and there was a lot of them that were basically destroying these buildings and stuff and taking stuff, seizing other people's assets, store inventory, that kind of thing. It was kind of like an opportunity to take from others under the justification of a cause. Now, Martin Luther King, who also had a very strong cause, he believed in marching and not violence. And he started changing a lot of bigger things. And I just wonder, why are we not there? Why are we not in a situation where we can sit, have these conversations, demonstrate, by all means, we have that right to do that and fight for our cause. Violence to me is not the answer. And now, as someone who's in their 40s, and I'm seeing this almost unfold again, it is, I just keep asking myself, how have we not evolved as a society? And not only that, why are we so mad at one another? And then also, are these people even, Americans, are they even fighting for the right cause? Are they just looking for a reason? Are they just a bunch of young people, or just people in general that are angry and just looking to destroy things and claim it under, they have this cause? I mean, I feel like if you really were strongly passionate about it, you wouldn't be looking to hurt and harm and destroy other people's property, right? If your heart was in the right place. And I do get it. I don't know how I feel about the ICE raids. I do think that there are innocent people that have migrated here and have been looking for opportunities and are not safe at home. And I want them to be able, I want I want the United States to be a place of safety and opportunity. Now, with that said, I do realize that my great-grandparents were immigrants, and they were given that opportunity, but they had to earn it and they had to work for it. And when you value something, when you have to work for something, you value it. You bring, you contribute to things. I think the biggest issue that we're having is that there was a lot of immigration. We don't know if they were criminals or not. I think some of them were and some of them were not. Some of them, I think, were decent families trying to look for an opportunity of safety. The windows opened up and they climbed through. And I want to give those people an opportunity. But we're in a situation where there is so much immigration that it's we don't know where to start with it. And I think it is important to realize that if you give somebody something for free, they will not value it, and they will not respect it, and they will not bring value to their community. And the immigrants before, they had to earn it. They didn't come into this country and be given handouts, which is what we have done. And we have learned when people get things for free, it is not valued. If you had to buy your home today, and you value your home because it's an expense, you work every single day to keep that home. You go to work to make money, a job that most of us don't like, but we value the home that we have because we had to work for it and we had to earn it. Say someone moves into your neighborhood and they did not have to work for that home. Do you think that they are going to respect it or have value in it? No, they are not. Just like most of the time you can tell when there's a renter on a street that's renting because they don't have an investment in the property. Immigration is like that. If you do not make people earn it, respect it, they will not value it. And that is important. We have to have value and respect for things. Now, with that said, value, respect goes hand in hand. And I want to tie in the seniors. My biggest thing that I am seeing is I grew up with great, amazing grandparents. Probably one of the few and very blessed to have had that. And I am a true believer that we have to learn from the generations before us. That's what makes us strong as a society. And my grandfather and my grandma instilled a lot of values in me. And to this day, I still love the older population. and I'm watching them struggle in this world of technology. Even my mom, like, it's like everything's like, well, just go online, and for us who grew up with it, it's not as overwhelming, and then sometimes it's more convenient. We don't have to deal with each other, right? But for them, they are struggling, and we do not have a lot of empathy. And then I was talking to some of my coworkers today, and a lot of them are, some of them are, significantly younger. They're in their 20s. And I keep hearing this reoccurring theme. Old people make me uncomfortable. So I don't like being around seniors. I don't know what to say to them. And I'm like, where did this disconnect come from? We should have multiple generations involved in our life. We have to learn from each other's mistakes. The generations teach us things. And not only that, but it also teaches us to have empathy. No one is helping these seniors. Not that I'm seeing, I know there's a handful, there's people out there that do care, but there's so many more that do not care, and they are struggling. And here we are, like, fighting over immigration, and we're destroying our streets, and people can't even get together to help the seniors in their community. And I feel like we are so lost as Americans. We need to reel it back in and get back to the fundamentals about family being important, instilling values in our kids, earning things so we value things, and we don't treat our major cities, metropolitans, the way we're treating them today. And as far as immigration, yes, there needs to be something put in place where we can have families and people that are looking for a safer, better life in America to have those opportunities still. I don't like the rhetoric that the liberals and the conservatives, like, they make it seem so extreme. There is a middle ground, people. We do not have to have any felons and criminals allowed in. We need to have screening. We need to allow for those opportunities that all of our great ancestors had. That's my rant for today. Everybody take care. Be safe out there.